welcome screen just because I'm probably going to be relatively short today. So, something interesting has happened recently. I've figured out how to import flight plans. So, let's hit the world map and see if we can load a flight plan. So, this is a flight to, you know what, I'll just let it load and show you. Okay, so this is a flight plan from, I think that was San Diego, off to Catalina Island, and then off to, what you call it, San Clemente. Both islands are pretty, really pretty. So, yeah, let's see. Let's find something that's got a decent cruise speed, but isn't like super duper ultra fast. Oh, and that icon is very tempting. 115, 176. This Beechcraft Bonanza is a pretty good middle of the road something to fly. Let's see. Make sure you're selected, and let's take off. Oh, it's been almost a week since the last time I flew, so pardon a little bit of rust. And I need to get the music going. What kind of stream doesn't have music? This should be some nice, chill stuff pulled from Pretzel. And if you're over on Twitch, it should say what we're watching and everything. Let's turn Rim Connect off. There we go. So it should just be what's currently live. Sometimes you just need something chill to play. Something fun. Yeah, I turned off the music in-game because it was kind of repetitive and really annoying. Like, it's not terrible, but it's definitely not what I would be listening to if I was actually flying. It does a pretty good job setting the mood, though. Let's see. Oh, we're almost there. So I've gotten a little bit better at figuring out how to set the in-aircraft autopilot. So we're going to fumble around with that for a little bit as we get into the air. Well, I guess we should fiddle with it before we get into the air, because that's kind of important to have set up before you go. I've also been spending a bunch of time lately listening to like recorded air traffic controllers and some of the shenanigans that they get into. But yeah, it's oddly something very entertaining to listen to while working that doesn't pull my eyes off the screen. And I figure this is also, I mean, it's not exactly training for my upcoming rating renewal, but it's something to put me in the right headspace for that. And I figure being in the right headspace helps out a lot. There we go. Oh, it's starting us up in the air. I can work with that. Let's, boom, third person. Get all of our stuff under control. We're at 70% throttle. All of that's good. Let's go back inside the aircraft. And our first heading is 227. What is our current heading? 227. We are on it. Okay, let's see. Right. Wait, there we go. If I shrink you, synchronize to current heading, which is correct. And where is our autopilot start? There's our start. Oh, autopilot is already on. Cool. So we should be able to get out and take a look around the plane. John Wayne Airport. That's what we're flying out of. Orange County. And it's going to take us a little bit to get to the next bit. But, let's see. We're constantly dropping in altitude. Let's bump up the throttle just a touch. There's 10% more. If I hop back in and I come over to where's our altitude?
Request clearance to transition Charlie airspace.
Heading is right. Where's the altitude?
Cleared through the Charlie airspace.
Heading.
Cleared through Charlie airspace. Beechcraft Sierra X-ray Golf.
Flight plan's right. Oh, where's our altitude hold? There, altitude hold mode is on. Okay, so it's already taking care of that for us. We'll bump the throttle back up. We're currently... Okay, there we go, in the green. I throttled up a little bit quick, so it bumped over to the red for a hot minute. There we go. Let's pull out the nav log and see how far away we are. We are about 10 minutes out from where we're wanting to be. Let's turn on the start the stopwatch. I know that we're probably already a minute or two into our flight. Close that up. Close that up. Oh, and handy dandy, guess what I figured out I can do? I can pop these windows out. They disappear for you guys, but I can still actually control stuff in-game that way. So like if I want my VFR map to disappear from you guys and be able to look at it and control it outside, I can. And that bumped my frame rate up a good bit too. Probably doesn't hurt that we're out over water. And yes, we could have like 6 people in here. There we go. Looks like we're neither climbing nor falling. Okay, that's good. We got other aircraft in the area. Wonder if that tells me what that is. It does not. Okay. Oh well. I wish it also included like that kind of information, like what other aircraft are in the area. See if we can see Catalina Island. We can't, not yet anyway. And I found out my my controller has a... Oh, that's got to be it. We're flying straight at that island. We're going to cruise around that for a little bit and then see if we can re-engage the autopilot. And just a reminder, if I pull up the AI control window, it does not have control aircraft. So there we go. We're flying based off of the built-in autopilot, which I know this is probably overkill, but I've spent not nearly enough time, but a little bit of time taking a look at the manual for this specific autopilot. So I'm slowly learning how to use it and how to use it properly. It being a nice name brand Garmin did not hurt trying to go find the manual for this thing. But yeah, like being able to pull in that flight plan is going to make finding stuff so much easier. I've got a bunch of stuff coming up on the horizon as far as like cool stuff we're going to check out in game. So I found Crater Lake. I created a flight plan for that. Oh, and I'm sure you're curious, how am I making these flight plans to be imported in? So what I'm doing is I've got SkyVector, SkyVector is a killer webpage for planning flights. That said, it is designed for like real deal pilots. So I've got to be careful to not save things in like a public way, because if you saved your flight plan, it files that flight plan, which is not good. Like, you could accidentally send a real deal flight plan. Okay. See if that changes over.
127.4 Beechcraft Sierra X-Ray Golf. SoCal approach Beechcraft Alpha Sierra X-Ray
It didn't.
Golf 4,600 feet.
Interesting. But yeah, anyway, building a flight plan in SkyVector is super easy. It's even got the real deal VFR map. Hey, Tender Slender, welcome to the stream. I missed that for a bit because I was ranting about some stuff. But yeah, build my flight plan in SkyVector. It has a handy dandy export. It exports it to Garmin, like this kind of Garmin for pulling into like real aircraft, which is really freaking cool. And there's also a tool that I'm going to have to go share over in the Discord that actually has all of the tool that you need to convert it into something that this will accept. So this only accepts specific file type. I think it's .pln. It's the same file type and imports the same way as Flight Simulator X. So, Tender Slender, so if you save the flight plan, it will be sent to the relevant airports and stuff. Yes, it will actually send the real plan to the real places, even though you're doing it for fun. So be very, 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 very careful. It's got several disclaimers all over the place that say, hey, this is not a toy. Be very careful. Well, you say that's not very good, but like I said, it's got a lot of disclaimers all over the place. And additionally, you've got to be logged in to save the flight plan. I have a login, but I don't log in if I'm producing a flight plan. That sounds like a very bad idea. Sounds like a very bad time had by all. But yeah, so I don't log in to the point where I could actually file a flight plan, so I should be pretty safe. Actually, that doesn't mess with other people's flight plans, but it's a message out to the FAA that says, hey, I am this person going to be in this plane, being in this place at this time and all that. And if you don't close out a flight plan, you get into all sorts of trouble. So, yeah. Especially if you've got any, like, real affiliation with the FAA, then that's no good. That's very no good. But yeah, the autopilot has got a handle on stuff. I wonder, I think we planned a landing at this airport up here. I don't know if you can see it, but I'm sure you can see my cursor, and it's hovering right there just off the left side of the windscreen. Yeah, I can actually see the nav lights inside or out. And it's got us vectored straight at it. But Catalina Island is absolutely gorgeous. I was watching somebody fly an actual plane around it. And it was wonderful. It was absolutely wonderful. So I figured that would make an excellent flight plan for us. Tender Slender says, when are you gonna get 1K subs so I can donate through Super Chat? I'm trying. I really am. It's slow going, but it's going. I'm a little bit disappointed that I lost my my partner thing with YouTube, because They pushed my videos harder. Like, I know I wasn't making any money, but, yeah. So, you may be teasing, but, some people actually have used that, Streamlabs link to, throw some cash at the channel. And it was used on, not new equipment, but new games. So, yeah, that is a thing. I asked them if they wanted the patron role, and if they wanted, to be credited in the credits, and they said no, and I said okay, don't have to pull my leg. Okay, so we're gonna have to figure out how to turn this autopilot off so we can fly around and have a little bit of fun. Autopilot is off. There we go. Let's kill our throttle a little bit so we can cruise around. We're already drifting off course. So we may land at that airport, but I'm thinking we're going to make a circuit of the island first. Where's our airspeed? Airspeed down at the bottom right. We're solidly in the green. Yeah, this island is just absolutely gorgeous. Isn't Patreon a monthly fee? It can be. They did a one-time donation, and I figured that's more than most folks would chip in. So it was totally worth it to give them that role for at least a little bit. You know? Oh, we're hitting some turbulence. Recenter that camera so we can see our airspeed. We're doing pretty good. We're at about 50% throttle. There we go. There's Catalina Island. Looks almost like something out of Jurassic Park. That's an idea. So Vlad was in here and he's like, hey man, you should really go check out the big island of Hawaii. And that's like where most of Jurassic Park was filmed. Yeah, you can actually see a good bit of deformation. Like, they've got good terrain data, but the imagery just does not drape over it like it should. Yeah, look at that. The ocean, like halfway up that hill. It doesn't handle cliffs well. And that's the town of Avalon, I think. What's our current altitude? 1,000 feet. Let's give it a little bit more throttle and keep our altitude up a bit. When we come back, we can do a low flyover on the town if we want. But that's not that big of a deal. Look at all those ghost ships down there. There's a lot of people camping out the day they flew imagery for here. Welcome back, Tender Slender. Oh, don't think I didn't notice you slacking over in the Discord. Into the Breach is now free on Epic Games. And it's made by the same folks that did FTL, Faster Than Light. And I very thoroughly enjoyed FTL. So I'm going to be checking out that other game, Into the Breach. But yeah, before you left, you were talking about Patreon and it being a monthly fee. Yeah, that's the way it's set up. So anybody who wants to contribute on a regular basis can Patreon. Anybody that doesn't has that link to Streamlabs that they can chip in a little bit and just do it the one time. And like I said, one person ever has used it. Pretty sure Into the Breach is a good game. I think so too. Let's kick on the isoline map and make sure I'm following the coast like I should. We're going to trim off the very top part of this island. Uh-oh. Clicked outside the window. We're going to get some altitude here. This ain't working. There we go. We got a nice solid climb rate. Losing a little bit of speed, not a big deal. But yeah, I had people asking for like a one-time donation link, and like I said, only one person used it, and it was not somebody that asked. And nobody asked for me to put up a Patreon, but I figured, shoot, it doesn't hurt to put one together. It literally cost me nothing to put one together. And it's actually getting used. If you've seen the end card lately, and I know not a lot of people have, just because, you know, YouTube tells me these things. But in the end card, we've got 2 folks. So, yeah, that's a thing. We've had a few folks come in and do, like, 1 month at, like, the $1 level. Oh, man. So, interesting geology thing here. So, we see that this side of the island is a very different color than the other side of the island. And while I blame a lot on bad imagery, like the clouds that look like snow, so yeah, those are actually clouds draped over the ground because there were clouds the day they did imagery. Right? But the majority of the color of this island is due to the weathering of the ocean off to our right side. So I think if we hit this cove here, we'll see a good bit less weathering on one side of the rock. Now, that's probably the side of the rock facing us. Yeah, this would be instrument flying time and not a fun thing to see in real life at the moment. But because we're on a simulator, we don't have to worry about that. Boom, GPS tracking, get us a little bit better view of it. Yeah, there we go. And after we've made a good circuit and checked out a couple of things over here, we're going to hit up either San Clemente Island, which could be cool, or we can load that other flight plan I put together and go check out Groom Lake, aka Area 51. I figure there's plenty of folks that are interested in flying over Area 51. No, there's not going to be anything that we're going to see. I mean, it's just a dried up lake bed in the middle of a desert. But because it's got all of that stuff around it, it draws a lot of interest. Here's that little crossover of land. If you want, we can cruise through here and do a nice low pass over the town. We're like 800 feet. We need to put a little bit more pep in our step and get some climbing going on. Yeah, this looks like this would be a killer island to have a day trip on. And for the 10 or so minutes it takes to fly over here, like, it would make an awesome flight day trip. Okay, we got our speed all the way up. Let's see if we can get a nice, tight, but smooth turn to make our second pass. Man, the hiking trails in this place are just everywhere. Yeah, I know. We passed over something that put us at 500 feet. And we got a little bit of a climb to us. We're going to kick that throttle back down to, we're going to say about 85, which ought to be able to help us hold our attitude. Or not attitude, altitude. Our attitude's all over the place, being totally honest. Okay, 85 was not about right. Let's try 90. Our sink rate is insane. You would be like hitting your head on the roof of the plane if we were actually flying in this. Yeah, it's all this turning that's losing us the altitude, I think. So you make the most lift when you're level. Into the Breach is turn-based combat. Yes, yes it is. Kind of like FTL. So it was a very different livery, but I've got a picture of myself at like 7? I think I was 7 years old, in front of one of these planes, right after me and my dad went flying. I used that as my high school, here's a picture of a baby, guess which classmate it is picture, and nobody got it. I've changed a lot since then. I mean, I'm not 7 anymore, that's for sure. You've never seen FTL gameplay? Well, shoot. If I was any better at it, I'd have to share. But honestly, I'm pretty terrible at it. It's one of those games that you don't have to be particularly good at to have a lot of fun. So I'm terrible at it, but I have an absolute blast. I wish Heat Signature had done a lot better on the channel, because I still occasionally hop back in and play it and have a blast. It's one of those games that I'm really good at, but it's not really all that fun to watch. Like, I got to the point where I could take out the hardest ships on the hardest difficulty in just, like, the blink of an eye. Ender Slender, my family has friends that are pilots, so we did this flying day thing. Yes. Fly-ins were the best. There was an airport that me and my dad flew to that there was like this tiny, terrible road in and out. But it was just like a random public airport that had a breakfast place on it. Like, all the pilots would go grab some breakfast, and they couldn't go anywhere. Like, there was no town to go to. It was just a restaurant at an airport. And we'd fly out to Branson on like a day trip just for the heck of it. That was fun. That was very, very fun. And I kind of wish I had that kind of freedom now, but A, I don't make that kind of money, and B, it's very expensive, so even if I did make that kind of money, it'd be hard to justify. But it would be a heck of a lot of fun to just go fly every now and then. Let's see, we're coming around on the southern side of the island. Is FTL on Steam? Yes, FTL, I do believe, is on Steam. So, I did something neat. Like, I already had the game, and Humble Bundle came out with a bundle that had FTL in it, but you got a JavaScript version of the game to play in browser for forever. So, like, half the time, I'll just pull up the Humble Bundle webpage and, you know, play all of FTL in a browser. I don't think it gets updates like the real game. Actually, I don't think the real game gets updates, and it has literally no mod support. But for a very portable way to play FTL, heck yeah. But I've got quite a few hours in there. It looks kind of like Cosmeteer. See, that's exactly why Gun Jam was trying to get me into Cosmeteer, because I liked FTL so much. So, I never actually got around to playing Cosmeteer. You say you'd rather play Cosmeteer? I don't know, man. I very much enjoy FTL, and I don't see a whole bunch of places it could be improved. So I'm gonna stick with FTL. Oh, hey, another airplane. Right up there. So, with the upcoming NVIDIA GTX 3080, I have plans to try to pick that up when it comes out. I think that's going to be a very good thing for me to pick up because it shouldn't really change my rendering for like producing videos, but it should improve my VR gameplay and make it where I'm not like overloading the encoder at 1080, because I've got a 1080 non-TI, and it just, what I'm currently pushing to Twitch and to YouTube and everywhere is the absolute max it can handle. Like, I can record more, but I can't stream a better resolution than what I'm currently streaming. So I would very much like to change that. I would love to be able to stream in 4K. Tinder Slender. Oh yeah, did I tell you about how my dad said I could build a budget PC? Yes, yes you did. I think this is a killer time to build a last generation set of components into a PC. Yeah, if you want, let me know when you get a little bit closer to ready to show him, and I'll build out a new parts list. And if you do it after the 17th, then you ought to, well, actually right now, keep an eye open for good deals on like 1070s and 2070s. It's going to make a huge difference. It's going to make a huge, huge difference. Oh, shoot. So we've almost made it all the way back around, and this has got to be the actual town of Avalon. I kicked on my flaps, and I'm cruising around at about half throttle. Just enough to keep my speed up so I don't crash into anything. And this is the town of Avalon.
500.
Yes, I know I'm at 500. This is a big hotel. At least I think that's, yeah, that's a hotel. It's got a pool in the middle. There's a limit to how much you can develop on this island because everything else out here, I think, is a national park. Okay, let's get back up to cruise speed and cruise altitude, and we will cruise on around the rest of this island. We came in about where the airport is, so that's where we're gonna call it quits. I'll make a trip from Catalina over to San Clemente a different stream thing. I put in the title of this one Catalina and Groom Lake. So we got to go check out Groom Lake, because we already been at this for about half an hour flying around Catalina Island. But yeah. Help me remember, and I will help build you a better parts list. And we'll do something cool. I dropped my gear. I think I leaned on the gear button. Oh, random hotel. That would be really cool. So, I've never actually been out here in person, but it looks like a heck of a vacation spot. Yeah, you're not sure about a 1070? I'm betting you can find one pretty darn cheap. And it's still a beast of a graphics processor. Okay, we're 3 nautical miles out from Catalina, and it's time to go check out Groom Lake and see if this other flight plan works. Back to our main menu. Yes, I know they're a lot more than the 570 you had picked out, but their prices are about to drop. Because at the end of the month, the 3070 is going to come out at like $500. So everything older is going to be way cheaper. Hit up this world map and let's see if we can load in another flight plan. And come on, load. You can do it. I know you can. Groom Lake. Open you up. Okay, so what we've got picked out is, let's see, homie. This is almost directly, yeah, there we go. This is almost directly across from NV65 to KXTA, but this marker is Groom Lake. You thought the 3090 came out a few days ago. No, the 3080 comes out on the 17th, and the rest of them are coming before the end of the month. I think this aircraft was pretty good. I think it's got a good cruise speed, and it's slow enough that we can check out some cool stuff. So, let's hit fly. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Yeah, there's probably a bunch of Founders Editions and partner cards that have already showed up in places as placeholders. Like, not actually available yet, but as placeholders. Nobody has actually gotten a 3000 series outside of reviewers yet. So, yeah. Okay, let's hit ready to fly, because we are, in fact, ready to fly. And if it's anything like last time, we are already set up on the autopilot. We're about 13 minutes away from our first waypoint, which is Groom Lake. Let's see, let's make sure we're zoomed out enough. There we go. You found a 1050 Ti for 160. That's a little expensive for what that is, especially considering what's going to come before the end of the month. As soon as folks like actually get their gear, like probably mid-October, that's probably when the prices are going to be the lowest, because people will have replacement cards for the ones that they had in their system. So they're going to be dumping them, and quick. Or, well, there's a good bit of time between now and then that they're all going to be pretty cheap. See, can we see Groom Lake from here? I think that might be it. There's no way. We're too short into the start. Yeah, keep an eye on them and on Build a PC sales, and you might find something. Yeah, well, it may be a good while to wait, but you might be able to find something like a 1080 for like 200, 250. Because there's a lot of people like me that bought the 10 series and are going to be very ready to upgrade to a 20, or not 20 series, a 30 series. Like a lot of us. You were thinking about showing him sometime soon? Well, yeah. Help me remember after the stream and we'll build you a whole new plan. Let's see, can we get this in aircraft? Let's see, range, boom, there we go. may be the wrong way to zoom. There we go. Don't pan the map. Let's see.
Maintain 10,000 feet American 122 tree.
Flight plan. No, that's not what we wanted. There we go. That shows our whole flight plan. Where's the back button? Menu. No, not the menu. Dang it! I thought I had a decent handle on this. There's a VOR. Procedures, accept, flight plan. Oh yeah, just hitting flight plan again, turn it off. Cool. Let's see. You'd have to check budget. I never got a true budget, but I aimed for around 600. Right now the parts list is 540 to 550. Yeah, that checks out. We are nearly halfway there. 7 minutes is halfway there. You know what? Can we turn that volume down? Okay, we gotta go find the radio. Where's the radio? There we go. Got rid of the comm level. And the engine noise is a bit much. Not controls. Where are the options? General. Sound. Aircraft engines, we're going to bring you down to about 45. Okay, apply and save. Back and resume. That's ever so slightly better. So yeah, you've got about 50 bucks to upgrade your GPU. I think we can do that. I very much think we can do that. And I don't know if you've been paying attention to AMD, but they keep saying Big Navi is right on the horizon. With the way NVIDIA does things, they may have dumped the 3000 series just to mess with AMD before their launch. So who knows? Maybe right after that, AMD's going to come out with a serious competitor. Oh yeah. Right now would be a killer time to plug that I'm going to be streaming on the 14th. So Project Genesis has got something going on, and it's going to be pretty neat. They're going to be streaming me on their Steam page. You also found a motherboard with 3 to 4 fan headers instead of just the one. Heck yeah. That ought to save you on having to buy something with a fan controller. See, where are we time-wise? We're about the halfway mark. I have a sneaking suspicion that it's taking us to that airport first. See, I'm going to pull up Sky Vector and pull up the Groom Lake plan. No, okay, so this point that is 22 nautical miles away is Groom Lake. So let me pull up the nav for you. So there we SV001 KXTA. That is Groom Lake. That's Area 51. You're going to be gone on the 14th. Oh, man. But I'm going to be streaming on the Steam page for Project Genesis. It does actually pay to hang out with those folks. I don't stream nearly as much as I should, but yeah, I'm planning on changing that a bit. I mean, like I said, I really do enjoy playing this game, and it's so chill. I don't know that Steam stream numbers mean anything, but I'm gonna get it set up to restream, so I'll be streaming YouTube, Twitch, and on Steam. There may or may not be Twitch drops. I haven't heard that they've ended that, but I haven't heard anything saying that it's currently continuing. But I know for sure they haven't given out all the keys that they were going to give out in Twitch drops. What do we got over there? I need to... Okay, let's see. If you stream this more, I can definitely hang out, kick back, and do homework. That's good. So, I'm not the most energetic streamer or video recorder, and that is entirely okay. Sometimes you really just need something to chill out to. Like, I kind of take a bit of pride in the fact that anybody can just, you know, listen, like passively listen. That's where I consume the majority of my content.
500.
Why does it keep saying 500? We're definitely above the terrain by a good bit. You know what? Let's pop out and take a look around. Yeah, we're a little low, but we're not like in trouble. Yeah, like I was saying, the majority of my content that I watch is passive. Like, I'm not actively watching it. It's not the only thing that I'm doing, and I like to stuff that off in a different window while I work on what I'm working on. So, if I fill that role, I am pleased as punch. You know what? Looking at that hill up ahead, we are right in line with that. We're going to have to adjust our altitude. See where, barometer, course, range, heading, nav frequency, altitude. What is our current selected altitude? Should be 5,000. You see anything changing? Okay, currently set to 5,000. Oh, can I reach that from over here? I can. Oh, no, not 7,200. Not 5,200. We'll do 6,000 even. There we go. And we ought to be in a slight climb, and yes, we are. Sweet. Do you want more background music? Because I can turn it up. Is that too loud? That may be a little too loud. Let's drop that back down a touch. There we go. That's a good volume for me, and it looks like I'm still coming out up above it. Yeah, if you didn't notice, that's those random chats by Pretzel Rocks. That's telling you what we're listening to. So that's been there for a good minute. Okay, we're gonna have to adjust our altitude again by a lot. Where's our vertical speed? Yeah, if you take your hands and you put them on the controls, it'll let you take them back. Where's that altitude? You're low in speed. We're gonna have to just avoid this. There was an airport closer. Dang it. That's Groom Lake. We are 6 nautical miles out, 4 nautical miles from the airport on the points of interest. Riding the red line on the RPM. Yes, I am. Okay, looks like we have cleared the mountain. We'll let the autopilot get back to piloting the auto. Oh, no. Okay, there we go. Pull you back up. You ought to level back out. And in a slight climb. Cool. Secret military stuff, I guess, probably. You're right over the Groom Lake facility. So, while we cruise around, we got to turn off the autopilot. There we go. Autopilot is off. Why are the frames so bad out here? I guess it's revenge for taking a look at a government facility. Oh, what? Why is it down to minus 97? Yeah, our trim just decided it wanted to be all the way down. There we go. Area 51 is restricted airspace, but I'm in a simulator, so I don't care. So if this imagery looks a lot older or a lot lower resolution, that's because it is. Yeah, in real life, I could not fly over this. Not if I wanted to live. They would have scrambled the jets already and taken me out. But yeah, here is the Groom Lake test site. Do a low pass over the actual lake portion of Groom Lake.
500.
Man, Pretzel has really picked out some good chill stuff to listen to. You would think this is one of those places that a lot of people would be flying, right? Yeah, that is a very long runway. I ought to do a restricted airspace series, flying around places that would normally be restricted airspace. Holy mess. That used to be a lot longer, and there are a few hidden under the sand. I don't know if you caught that, but like, there are runways hidden under the sand there. Oh, part of Part of that older airstrip has got buildings on it. Crazy. I think that's probably the entry checkpoint, and yeah, some of those hills that people have been known to gather on. Yeah, mostly just barren scrubland. Yeah, I think we're going to do another pass by the town and then see if we can spot some more of those disused airstrips out here and then land. And then call it a stream. Because we've been at this for about... Oh, you found a refurb 1070 Ti on Build a PC sales. How much was it? $252. That's still quite steep. Oh, they got landed aircraft here. That's neat. Okay, we got our speed up. We got a little bit of climb in us. Let's do one last pass over the lake, and then we're going to land on it. Oh, there's like a random thing in the middle of the lake. But it's not a lake. Is that the right way? That is the right way. So there was a runway out there. We're gonna investigate. Is that a random vehicle? That might be. That looks like a hangar. It's a gas stop. No, it's a house. Just a random house in the middle of a dried up lake bed. Okay, let's get a little bit of altitude. Correct our heading indicator. And it was back this way for that non-existent runway.
500.
We can see some artifacts that look like it might have been a runway, but aren't really. But like, I don't think I saw markers, but I saw a clearly defined runway. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We're right over here. Yeah, just wait for the 30 series to release. Yeah, it may have just been an extension of this. And yeah, you can tell it's definitely just a experimental aircraft area, because that looks like a rocket rail or something. Okay, got gear out, chop the throttle, give us some flaps. And we're gonna go land at Area 51. We're a little floaty, but that's okay. No crash, please. Okay, we are on the ground at Area 51. Let's get rid of these flaps so that we can taxi about. Give it about 20% throttle, and we can probably cruise on into Omi. You can't see the air quotes, but they were there. Yeah, we're like half a nautical mile from the marker on what is definitely the runway. We are at 30 knots, 40 knots. Okay, so we are over the speed limit. This is such a huge runway. Okay, we're a third of a nautical mile from that airport, and brakes. Boom, we have officially landed at Groom Lake. We're landed at Area 51. But yeah, I think this is probably where we're going to call it the end of the stream, because we've been at this for a little over an hour now, and I have had an absolute blast. I hope that you had an absolute blast, and you can look forward to some more of this coming up soonish. Bye. Well, it looks like that's going to do it for us today, guys. I wanted to say thank you for hanging around this long. If you did and you haven't already hit subscribe, please do. Just so you don't miss out on any of the other cool stuff coming on down the road. If you'd like to hang out with us, please hit us up on Discord. Link is in the About section on the channel, or you can go to discord.onesnot.com, and I will see you guys in the next one.